So before we even get into today's session, we actually have to go back a little bit, and so this will be the end of the last episode that we're coming to right now, and it's gonna be slightly awkward because don't remember exactly where we were. I know that you guys were talking to Nisby and them in the bar, basically getting ready for like bed when Wilton. Yeah, you guys were getting drunk and being like, I didn't see shit. None of that stuff was fucking real. That was like Dagel's position. None of that shit's fucking real.
And then Wilton snuck off to do his bone thingy.
Yeah.
From what I remember, Nisby, he, evacuated people, and then he was having us get ready to leave also. And
Yup.
I'm passed out somewhere.
Yeah, so before first light, everybody's planning to make a mass exodus out of Grogsmead. A lot of them are planning on heading north past the bridge to Fort Duloc. And there's a few that Dagel had convinced to help him burn down the town.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Yeah,
I guess we
remember
are
that.
starting this episode with fire.
Fucking Dagel
Yeah,
and
this-
his fire. What the fuck?
We'll start with that. This is actually going to set an
Fire,
interesting
fire.
leaving Grogsmead background. But let's go.
Slowly leaving everything on fire.
I love it, dude. Every place you leave is
I
burning to the
forgot
ground.
about that. That's like...
It's like the world's burning behind us.
Yeah.
The saint of the
Dude, I'm
sloppy
like Ghost
sister, the
Rider.
saint of the flames.
Yep. we leave no loose ends behind. We burn them all. Yeah.
Involved
Loose
or
ends.
not.
Loose ends or candle wicks. So let's go back to Wilton, man. So
We
currently,
don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
it's okay. So Wilton, you wanted to sneak out of the bar. You managed to escape the bar while Dagel is speaking with some of the locals about burning the town down before you leave tomorrow morning. And Nisby's having a conversation with the barkeep and with John and everybody else in preparation for tomorrow's exodus. What do you do, Wilton?
I head over to the store that the guy was vacating out of, and I go search it for some tools to go.
So the
free my
door is.
skeleton
So
friends.
you arrive at the store. It is it's dark out, but it's a clear moonlit night. There is almost nobody on the streets right now. I mean, the town is mostly abandoned before you guys had arrived, anyways. And when you arrive at the shop, there is nobody there. It is entirely dark inside. There's no torchlight or anything on the outside illuminating. The door is locked when you when you try the handle.
Is there windows?
There's windows.
I break a window.
Okay. Oh, I need to get into the roll dice with friends. But okay, I mean, yeah, you easily break the window with your new shovel, maybe, or what do you use?
Yeah, I'll use a shovel. Fuck it.
Like the good old
I am
days.
a
I
ditch
forgot I had
digger.
a shovel.
All right, yeah. So you easily break the window open, and let me see something real quick. The window shatters. Glass falls into the shop. Nobody is on the street to hear you.
I crawl on in.
All right. You crawl in through the broken window to the completely dark shop. And what do you do here? There are racks upon racks of dark, difficult to discern items upon the shelves.
Let's grab a handful of some shit that's closest to me.
He's broken just to grab random shit.
Well, if I can't see, it's not gonna do me much good. I don't have a torch or nothing on me.
Got some Mars bars, some Snickers.
Ooh, a Charleston shoe.
Should I roll to see what I get?
I haven't seen these since the darker times.
Go,
Nice, definitely a Charleston
go,
shoe.
go ahead and roll a. Okay, that's good. And roll a percentile as well.
What's that?
This is the
The,
last
The
one.
two
Charleston
dice at the
shoes.
end.
Oh, okay.
All right, so yeah, so you managed to grab a tent, 2 rations, and a crowbar.
Nice.
Key to the city.
What's that say about your city? The key to the fucking city is a crowbar. All right, sweet. So you have your ill-begotten goods stolen from one of the poorest people you've ever met.
Commandeered.
What shall you do now? Commandeered. You're a mercenary now. True.
Dude, did you not? Did you
Dagel
not
has
give
his man's
him?
not going to be there much longer.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so what game plan now, Wilton? What do you do?
All right, I crawl out of the window and I head back to them skeleton bastards.
You hear the ominous hooting of an owl in the distance. You hear the rushing of the river. Shut up, Joe. And you hear the rushing river. Shut the fuck up, dude.
I'm laughing at you.
You hear
I'm sorry.
various ambiance. You arrive at the mayor's house, the decrepit, broken building that you guys had entered the night before, and there you are.
All
You go down to
right.
the cellar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. As you go down to the mold-stinking cellar, hearing the dripping of the water again atop the safe, which you know to be down there. You get around the corner. It's too dark to see anything.
Oh yeah, we had a torch last time we were in there, huh? Shit. Give me 1 sec. Let me look at some shit. Whatever. Can I just feel around for the safe?
Yeah.
Creeping around the dark.
Yeah, we're just gonna say, okay, it takes a while. So you do eventually find the safe. What you also notice as you feel around the room is that the other skeletons are gone. You feel the empty chains, and you feel the depressions in the ground where their bodies once sat, but they are no longer there. You also feel a large upturned stone on the floor. You approach the safe. You feel it there, cold, wet, and covered in rough rust that flakes off on your fingers.
Beautiful. Okay, so last time we were trying to wedge this safe open, but we didn't have a crowbar with us. Let's try to do that
I also
again.
tried to break the lock. And
I gotta say, I thought your trip was gonna be more ominous. Now it just seems more like a heist than you trying to raise the dead.
Well, I was going to, but my dead boys are gone.
They raised themselves. My
Yeah,
babies.
he was gonna arm them with a crowbar, apparently.
He's gonna
I was-
give them weapons and set them
Go after the innkeeper.
I was actually gonna free them and tell them to wait in the forest until I return,
Oh shit!
This motherfucker.
but they're gone now. So
Yeah, they appear to have escaped.
we are in a new task now.
All right, so yeah, you're gonna attempt to pry open the safe. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that a lot of time passes at the bar while Wilton is gone, because during this time, you guys might not even notice that he's gone because you guys are just drinking and talking about shit and trying to forget what you saw just like a couple of hours ago, probably. But I will just note that Wilton has been gone for a while, as it took him like probably around like an hour to find the the case, and like longer to break into the building, steal shit, and get out as well. So you are at the safe. Go ahead and do a strength check to try to wedge this bitch open.
Nice.
All right, man. So yeah, in the fucking dark. Okay, your pupils are just dilated. You are barely able to see in this area at all. But the hazy outline of the safe is guiding you. You place your foot across one side, and you manage to jam your crowbar in between the door, and you pull upwards on the crowbar. And it takes a little while. It strains your muscles. Sweat is pouring from your ditch-digging brow. And you manage to pop the door of the safe open.
Woo! Sweat glistening off your hairy nipple.
That's what would actually be happening.
Right?
In this case, there.
Definitely. Can I just scoop everything out and throw it in my bag?
There is a lot of shit in here.
How big is this safe? How big are we talking?
So this safe is probably like 4 by 4 by 4.
Oh, okay.
So
I
it's
was
got a
thinking
good-
like a little.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
like
a little-
too heavy
like
for
a
you
foot
guys. It's like
locker one.
it's a big wrought iron safe.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, you open it. You feel it's hard to tell what the fuck you're feeling. You feel that there are some bottles in there. There are some heavy bars. It seems like some metal bars. They're heavy in there, and there's some bags with like lumps of shit inside of them. You feel some papers.
Can I just grab a variety of shit and just throw it in my bag?
You have to tell me what you're grabbing.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab some of them papers because
Okay.
who knows what the fuck that is.
Yeah, you can grab all the papers. That's fine.
They're bail
Okay.
bonds.
Aladdin bail bonds.
How heavy are these bags of
They're
shit?
blackmail papers.
There are a few pounds. There's probably about there's probably like 4 pounds of sacks of things. Little sacks of lumpy stuff.
I want to grab all the the lumpy shit, sacks of lumpy stuff.
And then there's
Say
some
that.
bottles, and then there's some heavy metal bars.
I don't know if I want to get those bars. I want to grab the bottles, and maybe one bar, if that's possible.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so the bar, how much the fuck does that weigh? It weighs 30 pounds. And then you get 2 bottles.
Am I the only one thinking that's gold?
I keep thinking gold bars too.
Yeah. Hella heavy too.
Alrighty.
Oh, you talking about like a bar? I was thinking like a rod.
Well,
No.
he would have said rod. You.
Yeah, I know that makes sense.
No way, dude. There's no way I could tell this party you find a long, hard rod. Dude, there's no way. There's no way I could say that to you guys.
God damn.
You would just watch all of us die for it.
That shit.
All right, well,
I didn't even tell you the name of one of the farmers in town because you guys are fucking babies. Yeah. So what do you do now?
oh, I leave and I go head back towards the bar, I guess. Oh, actually,
Okay.
no, I want to go on the outside. I want to check my loot. See what
Okay.
we got. If I have enough moonlight to see.
Oh, that is fine. Yeah. So you look into your bag. You see that you have a pure silver bar.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
There are 2. They look very, very fucking old. So the silver bar is just slightly dusty. That's the only thing that would reveal its age. But the 2 bottles that you have there are just like they appear to be very, very old. And you can see that like some of the alcohol has managed to like evaporate from the sides, but there's some kind of like really old brandy that's in there. And then the other bags have like these salted meats, but the meats are so old that they've turned gray and disgusting.
I just saw all that shit on the ground.
Yeah, so it's just what you see when you open the bag is just a bunch of lumps of dry gray meat, and they're inside of like these kind of the bags are so old that they're like starting to fray and break, but it used to be some kind of like a black cloth material that was holding these.
Should use it for a skeleton trap that might come eat it.
That's what the skeletons eat. I'm gonna hang on to it. Fuck it.
Here, boy.
How many of those bags do I got?
There are 4 of those, and each one's about a pound in there. And then the bar weighs 30 pounds.
What about my papers that I acquired?
Yeah, so you can't read. You just you have a bunch of papers. They have writing on them. One thing you probably would actually be able to tell. Never mind. But yeah, they have writing on them.
One of the
Okay,
words
well.
says bone in it, and that's the only
You
word
see
you
your
know because
name.
it's part of your
No, I'm
name.
just kidding.
You see-
Bone crag.
You see your name and everything. You can't read.
Is this my birth
Bone-
certificate?
This
only
is
thing I
where
can read
House
is-
Bone Crag comes from.
Yeah, the only thing I can read in this is bone and butt. I don't know any of the
All
other
right.
words.
Well,
Is this a porno, dude? Yeah. So, what do you do now? Now you've you went off to the outskirts of town. You've searched through your loot, discovered what you have acquired this eve, and you wrote all that down, right?
yeah.
What do you do now, Mister Bone?
Well. I start heading back towards the old bar. Hopefully, I have some alcohol on me. Let's see.
All right.
Got a bunch of candy.
So
Yeah, you got that
Wilton,
brandy.
Yeah,
At this
mystery brandy.
point in the night, your companions are probably very drunk. Dagel's probably mid rant right now. When you walk in through the door, you guys see Wilton's stumble back into the bar with a heavy, super full backpack. He's obviously like struggling to hold it up. It's super heavy right now.
Well, if it isn't Wilton Bone Sack, what's in the crag?
And all the leaders of all the other mercenaries, they are upstairs right now. Patricia, Nisby, except for Hobart. Hobart's down here.
Can I just put my bag down by the door and just walk up to everybody?
Yep.
As to not draw attention to myself.
What the fuck you got in the bag, man? No, you can't just carry all willingly. Just carry it with a big old bag of what?
I drunkenly stumble over and try to open his bag.
Hey, whoa! Get on my shit, man.
Hey, you can trust me, okay? I'm not gonna steal from you. I'm not.
I
put my hand on
Edgar. I walk up to Edgar and I put my arm around him, but like, not with Hobart around. I got some goods.
Yeah,
Dude,
man. I knew you were
if you go-
fucking good, Bone Crack. I knew you're fucking good. What you got? What you got in there, huh? What you got?
I need I'll show you what I got, but I'm gonna need a couple of you guys real quick. See,
We're a couple.
I damaged. Well, Edgar, you damaged your. Well, I guess I damaged your axe too. But we damaged our weapons. Can we? Do they have their? Because they have a cart of weapons, right? Fucking
Yeah.
Mispy? Yeah. Can I go rob him too and just go get another sword?
You can go grab another sword out of the cart.
Yeah, so he doesn't know that I broke mine.
Sure. Go ahead.
You guys need some lookouts, and I'll split some loot with you.
You're fucking crazy. What's the loot?
I'm
What's the
still
pace
passed
like?
out, right?
What's the pace
Oh
like?
no, we said that you woke up, so you can come back downstairs if you want to.
Okay.
I like pull the silver bar slightly up so Dagel can see it.
Holy fuck! Where the fuck you get that? Where did you get that at? What the fuck? You've been back the whole time. Where'd you find that at? Should I be doing this? Should I be going around and knocking on doors? You there? You are a fucking robber. You're a crook. You're a crook, aren't you? You're a fucking crook. I like it.
I got it out of the safe, man. Now listen,
Safe, safe here? Here?
No,
The
the
fuck? What?
safe in the mayor's house. Listen.
Mayor, the fucking are you fucking
listen.
crazy? What else you got in that bag? I look in the bag, I grab the papers. And I read.
So it's hard to tell if you're just too drunk or if these words are actually somewhat illegible. But you can see that there are like if you spend some time with these papers, you'd be able to discern what they're saying. But it seems to be like, the language you speak, but perhaps an older version of it.
What the fuck? You grabbed a religious book of papers? What the fuck is this ass? I just throw it back in the bag. Okay. We'll split that bar. You don't even have to. Just ask Nisby. He'll give you a new one. I'm sure he will. You don't have to fucking take one. If you want to take one, I got your back. Go ahead and go.
I go rob a sword out of the cart.
I
want to check around and make sure there's no one around first, and then I go steal one.
I whisper to
Alright, yeah,
Use your
Wilton.
perception. Use your
roll for
perception. You have +2, don't you?
Yeah. Do I go
All right,
off
yeah.
of any
So
of my actual...
you go out there and you see that Aaliyah is sitting on the cart right now. She appears to be like going through some things in her bag underneath the moonlight, and it's hitched up along like the opposite side of the tavern from the way you went to the mayor's house and the store.
Alrighty, let's see. Alright, is Dagel and Edgar, do they follow me? Or are they with me right now?
I'm watching. I'm just watching. I'll let you know if anyone comes outside.
Oh, okay, you're with me, Edgar?
Yeah, because I'm trying to get rid of these dented I look at you with my dented hatchets with like a sad look on my face because I'm super drunk.
I'm watching the door. So I'll be.
I'm
Listen,
just falling down, like-
listen here, Edgar. Go distract. What's her name? Aaliyah. Aaliyah. Go distract Aaliyah. I'll steal us a couple axes and a sword out the back. I'll sneak up. But keep it. Be loud. Be loud. Be loud. Keep it. You know.
I am the
Keep me
loudest
undercover.
person outside of Dagel. Hey, Leah, look at me. I start doing this weird ass fucking. I start doing this weird dance thing.
He's doing a little jig in the.
Yeah, I start doing some old.
Okay, Aaliyah hops down from the side of the. She hops down from the side of the cart, and she says, "You're drunk." She says, "Nisby says." So like she starts dressing you down a little bit for being drunk. She's like, "Nisby says that we have to be on our, we have to be aware of what's going on right now." He's like, "They're making plans right now upstairs," and then she puts something under your nose. She puts this little stick of red and yellow material underneath your nose, and when you smell it, it just fills your sinuses with like ammonia and sulfur smell, and you're immediately not drunk anymore.
Holy shit! Whoa!
And your heart is racing.
Can I proceed to sneak to the back and try to?
As this is going on, go ahead and roll a stealth. So this is going to be with your, what is it? Your fucking dexterity, yeah.
So plus
He did it
2.
with jazz hands.
All right, yeah. So you managed to get in there and silently remove a sword and two axes.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn, get the fuck.
Can I ask I want to ask like Aaliyah.
All right, I sneak away.
Okay.
I want to ask Aaliyah. It's like,
And he
what
crouch
did you
rolls
do?
back into the tavern.
I asked Aaliyah, what was that you gave me?
She says it's smelling salts. It's largely a combination of sulfur and ammonia in an aerosol component. She says if you end up working with me, you'll learn how to make these.
What else can you make?
She says, well, lots of other things, poultices, wound dressings, alchemical solutions, acids.
Febreze.
Special K tricks. Fruity Pebbles. No.
I was just funny because I was just thinking that Wilton out of nowhere is just like right behind us. Like, he's just like talking.
The fuck is Febreze?
She says, yes, there's a great many things that you can make, and a great many things that are quite difficult to make because of the rarity of ingredients. She says, often that is the thing that holds, that is the difference between what appears to be a great alchemist and a simply adequate one, is their access to certain ingredients.
Will you teach me everything you know?
She says, I'll teach you what I can.
Thank you. I'm not too good with leaving conversations, so and then I just walk away.
You just hear her say, rest easy, Edgar.
Eddie.
You cheer your name as you walk into the bar.
Damn it! I forgot.
She unseen to you, she raises her eyebrows and shakes her head and jumps back onto the cart. Little flavor. So
Little flavor.
so you guys come back in.
That's pretty cool.
Wilton gives the items to you guys, and
I was just
Yes.
gonna ask, with alchemy, will they teach you what all the 23 flavors are in Dr. Pepper?
Or all the KFC herbs and spices.
some secrets are far too precious.
Dagel, do you have a bag of
Get
sorts?
into- I've got a bag, but that's none of your business.
Well,
Got a very masculine satchel.
It hangs between my legs, so you're not allowed to put your hands on it. Unless you pay.
I asked because I was gonna tell you to carry this this silver bar for me until we get to the next town.
I've carried. I'm like a safe. I'm like a bank. A lot of people trust me with their finances. I've done that, a lot of times in the past before. I don't mind holding on to it for you. I'm the best. So it can be kept safe and sound. It's a little bit too heavy for you, and I'll just carry it. I'll carry it all the way.
Make me seem like you're gonna rob me now.
I'm with you. I'll buy you a pint. You're robbing me of much of the creature. I'll buy you. Come on. We're all friends here. We're all a part of the Sloppy Sisters. Bone Crag hands me the bar.
Hands you the bar. Okay. So yeah, you say you take the super heavy bar into your hands. You're not much stronger than him. Actually, I think you guys are both.
Yeah, I'm pretty weak.
It's a difficult
It's
job
heavy.
carrying this.
Well, what about
It's
you, Edgar?
worth
Do you
it.
have strength? What are you rocking with? You're weak.
I'm rocking a fucking hard badass 9.
Okay, well, because I'm rocking a 7 with a -2, so I'm not.
I think we're all a bunch of Nazis. I'll just go ahead and
What
bring it
do
up.
you-
What about John? We should let John in on this. He might be able
Nah,
to.
he doesn't
John's-
need it. He doesn't want it. I
John's
don't
passed
even
out,
want
but
it.
yeah,
I'll
we
take
can
it.
split
No,
split the
John-
bar with him since
No,
I've
John-
burnt his leg and.
Yeah,
Our-
but
our
John's
next
over
stop-
there. John's over with Hobart. I point
so
over
our
near
next
there.
stop,
'Cause he said he was with Hobart.
our next stop, we'll split the difference in the silver. I'll carry it till then. Don't worry about me.
We could take turns.
You can trust me. No, we can. We're not babysitting. It's fine.
It's like the one ring for fucking Dagel right now. He's like, no, it's mine.
I must carry it.
It's my burden
Alright,
to
Jake.
bear.
All right, Dagel, but if it disappears between here and Miser's Peak, I will shove something of significant size and weight up your ass.
Jesus, I'm not Hobart. You act like I'm a fucking magician. It's not gonna disappear in one day. It may take a couple days, but it's not gonna disappear. It'll be fine and safe in my hand. If anything, I'm not proportionate well to each of all of us. It's safe with me, Bone Crag. You don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right,
your
boys.
Your discussions on oh yeah, go ahead, Wilton. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I was just gonna go hit the hay, get some rest before we head out.
Yeah, 99 don't let the
Me too.
skeletons bite.
So your
I think our-
your speakings of sharing and carrying the loot whiles away into the wee hours until you finally find yourselves with a mild drunkenness back to your bunks above the bar in the Hayfire Inn. Just before daylight, you are awoken by Nisby, who says, "It's time to gather your things, lad. Lorne and the others are out with the wagon, preparing the mules for travel now." He says, "Gather all that you need, and we will be leaving soon. There's also somebody here to see you, Dagel. He's waiting outside of the inn."
Fucking heavens!
Wait, did Wilton get me different hatchets?
How early is
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Is it? Do we? I just went to sleep like 20 minutes ago. This fucking hurts my head. Tell him I'll be there in a minute. Give me just like 2 seconds to just gather my thoughts.
Looks like you could have used some smelling peppers. I say cockily, even though they were smelling salts.
Yeah. So Nisby says, he says you have a short time before we leave. Take all that you need, but as soon as we leave, we leave.
Do you
And,
have water, Nisby? Give me some water or something.
He exits the room. As he's leaving, he says, "There's water downstairs."
Fuck.
Fuck.
It's so far. Down the stairs we go.
Well, you got a guess too.
I walk down there and I grab some water, and then I meet the person out at the door.
Okay, sweet. So you go outside and you see a shirtless man with 2 torches, both lit, and he says, "Let's burn this fucker down."
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck?
You and me, man, we're burning this motherfucker to the ground. No one's gonna take this town from us. He's obviously drunk.
What the fuck are you talking about? We're just what? What's
He
going
says,
on here?
"Man, don't act like you don't know what you're talking about, man, because I was waiting here and you knew we were gonna burn it all down."
Are you mad, man? What the fuck?
I'm not mad. You sound a little mad. You sound kind of hostile, man. But let's burn it down.
This is
Fuck my farm, man. I'm gonna go live in a fort now. Me and the boys, in the fort now.
What are you talking about, man?
What's this guy's name?
This is a good one.
I don't think we ever got his name. Only that he's one of Dagel's followers of the fire.
I guess you just do whatever makes you happy. We're at this place. I'm no man of the law. I
Don't
can't
make
say
me
no.
do this. Don't make me. Come on. Come on. Don't make me do this alone.
I walk outside to them.
You see a man with 2 torches who looks very upset in front of Dagel. His face is sweating, and he's just like, "Man, I don't have long. I have to go. Me and the guys are going to the fort. We're gonna go live in the fort now, and we're gonna burn this fucker down. Nobody, no bandits, no Hamlets, no Mamblets are gonna take this motherfucker from me, my farm. I burn my farm down. Fuck my farm."
I think it's Ezra Miller. I come walking out too, and I'm just like, "Why'd you make this man sad, Dagel?" Just assuming it had to do with you.
He says, "You know what? Fuck you guys." And he runs off, and you see him just chuck one of the torches through an open window. And then he pulls out a flask of booze from his pocket, and you see him go up to another house and just blow, and like he takes a swig of it and blows out a fireball onto another house.
Is Hobart around?
I go knock this guy out.
Yeah, the second house that he sets on fire, you see a family come running out of the burning house.
Is Hobart around? I want to point to Hobart and be like, "See, Hobart? Now that's enlightenment."
That's enlightenment.
Oh man.
Hobart says, "Yeah, watching the show, buddy. Watching the show." He says, "Why don't you join him?"
I would if I didn't have demons pounding my brain.
I said, I guess with the sound of this fucking commotion, I stumble outside. Just, oh shit! Whoa! Oh my god!
There are 2
Okay,
houses
what
burning to the ground. There are 2 houses currently burning, and you see Wilton chasing after a man who's running around shirtless with a torch.
What the fuck did I miss?
And
What, a couple hours? What the fuck?
Hobart's
John,
just watching and laughing and taking swigs out of his flask.
So walk over to Hobart. I think I'm gonna need that for today. I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing.
He says, "I have
Take a spit.
yourself one."
Oh fuck!
You don't mind if
That
I have a
rum
little
doesn't
bit of the
like-
hair of
does
the
it?
dog?
What?
Oh, I was just saying that rum doesn't lighten, does it? Because he drinks rum.
He says, not a lot of people get along with my rum.
Can I walk up and be like, "Is everybody sharing?" I'd like.
Hobart,
I'm
you
the
don't
only one
mind
who
if I
didn't fucking drink last night.
I have a little bit of the hair of the dog, man. I got some demons bouncing around my brain, about to make my cranium explode.
He says, "You can have the hair of my balls. Get your shit in the cart."
That'll cost you. I put my sack in the cart.
Yeah. He
With
says,
the silver in it.
he leans over to John and he says, "Your friend's running after that guy with the torch. You know, your asshole little friend, that little piece of shit. He's just-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit rowdy, ain't he?
and
Let
Hobart
him get his
says,
frustrations out.
I bet if he didn't make it back to the caravan, no one would miss him.
I mean, I might. He's helped me quite a bit. He saved my life once.
Okay. And he just turns around and goes back to the cart without saying anything else. But he does take his flask out of your hands and just start drinking.
I'm gonna have to kill
That makes
Hobart
sense.
eventually.
I'm gonna turn to Dagel. It's like, so we're not getting anything to drink.
Wilton,
guess
you
we're
catch up with the
fucking
man with the
shit
torch
out of
who is lighting a third house on fire.
Can I just can I just put him in a chokehold till he passes out?
You could try. Go ahead and roll an
He's the
attack
grease up
with
death guy.
Say what you want about this drunk
This is gonna be a
motherfucker, but
strength.
he's efficient.
He's a fast motherfucker, dude.
He's getting it going.
Am I rolling a? You said the 6?
Yeah, roll a d20, and it's going to be a strength roll.
Oh, okay.
11.
He slides like the grease up death guy.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, this guy is totally sweaty from drinking all night, and he slips through your grasp, and he says, "Hey, man, what the fuck?" And he turns around on you. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? You trying to hug me, dude? I don't need a fucking hug, dude. I don't."
You're burning these people's homes down, man.
He says, "I'm burning my homes down, man."
This is my new favorite character.
I smack him.
I don't. I love
You
him.
Open
roll-
hand, bitch, smack that motherfucker.
roll an attack.
Smack him.
This will be a dex roll, I guess. To give him a nice smack. Okay. Yeah, you crack him on the face with your flat hand. When you do that, he kind of he snaps to, and he opens his eyes really wide, and he looks you in the eyes, and he just kind of looks around all scared, and then he pukes.
I think my job's done here. I just walk
Can
away.
can I walk towards and yell a little bit?
As you walk away, you hear a sound of him yelling. He goes, "You fucking bitch!" And you feel the fire of the torch touch your back leg, and it burns you
I take my sword out and I cut that fucker's head off.
for 2 points of damage. Roll an attack. Okay, you're now in combat with this man.
I don't think Wilton's gonna make it to the next.
Oh God. Okay, roll 1d6 for damage. You hit him.
You god. He's a god.
Oh, he's
Oh,
done for.
Oh my God. So
Somebody's good experience.
with that same wide-eyed expression of surprise and fear, his head falls to the ground beside his body and beside the torch. You see his eyes begin moving back and forth, even though his head is separate from his body, as his hair catches fire from the torch.
Oh
God
Was his
damn.
eyes freely moving, or just like?
They're really moving.
And his hair's
Your
on fire?
brain
I
brain
kick his
still
head.
functions for a
Like
couple
15
minutes after
seconds.
your head's
I
been
fucking
cut off.
cunt
That's
that
15 seconds or
goddamn
something.
head across the way down the street.
You punt the flaming head. It flies in through a window, and you can see a fire starting inside the house.
Well,
He
fuck.
got one for him.
He died doing what he loved.
Okay, so as several houses
Boy.
as several of the houses are burning up in flame, you can see a contingent of other men. They're looking off at the portion of the town which is the eastern side of the town, which is basically going up in flames as the houses fires are spreading to one another. You see a contingent led by Brainerd from the inn. That are preparing to leave. It looks about 30 people or so, and then opposite of them, on just the around the front side of the tavern, you can see that there is Nisby, Patricia, Aaliyah, Hobart, the other 2 recruits, and your teammates as you walk back, Wilton. Yes, it appears that everybody is getting ready for travel just as the sky begins to become pink as the sun rises over the artery to the east, or to the west, to the east.
Can I pat Nisby on the back and say, "Oh, Scorch Earth. I read this. I read this before in Art of War. You're a fucking conniving son of a bitch, aren't you? You're a very smart man."
Who'd
I
you
like
say
what
that
you done with the place, didn't Nisby? I like what you done with the place. I've read an Art of War before. I know what you're doing there.
Are you telling him that he burnt the I'm confused.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I'm telling me that you're
you
scatless,
just-
aren't you? But you're
did you
a
just
man.
Did you just reference a book by a
He
real
says,
person?
He says, Dagel, that's no work of mine. He says, I do find the light of the fire quite charming in this early morning light, and there's a certain poetic justice to them leaving behind nothing for them. He says, I quite liked when you proposed that. Unfortunately, it seems your little friend there has, let's say, fallen ill with death. Wilton,
What?
it appears you've killed a man.
He burnt my leg, as you can see, my guy. He deserved it.
He says, yep, as you do. Well, let's get on the road.
Jesus. What the fuck is going on here?
I need some focus.
He says, now you make sure to keep that mentality when you're dealing with the recruits up at Miser's Peak, as it can be like a shark tank. Well, let's go.
We're gonna get bullied, aren't we?
We're gonna get pulled. No.
Never been bullied by not rich people before.
All right, gentlemen. So let's so you guys so now we will discuss the travel. So you guys head on the road. You guys cross the bridge to the east and go over this huge roaring red river, the artery. It's easily like, I'm actually not even sure how big a league is, but it's probably several leagues across. You know what I'm saying? It's a very wide distance. You feel like you're walking over the bridge for a whole like 30 minutes. And when you get to the other side, it's just this red muddy clay everywhere, and it goes off into a desolate horizon with absolutely no trees. But there's a trail that heads down to the south, and it is this trail that you travel upon for the next week and a half, or 2 weeks actually. So for the next 2 weeks, you stay on the travel. You eat of the meats that you guys have taken from the band of brigands that you slaughtered off in the wilderness, and you share tales with your friends, these new mercenaries, and eventually you see Miser's Peak in the distance, a large castle keep settled atop the rugged plateau of yellow mud and lush grass. You see it raises high, and there's another large plateau in the distance to the east that you can see, which appears to be another city there. Which the mercenaries tell you is called Barfast. They say they get quite a few contracts from there. You guys walk along a pathway which goes up the side of the mountain, and it's very steep, and it can only hold about like 3 men abreast. It's very steep and narrow, giving this fortress a feeling of being somewhat impenetrable, very difficult for someone to breach. You get to the very top of it, and you see that there is a huge red stone wall for the keep, a curtain wall. And you can see that it is pockmarked, wearing the weight of age and the damage of warfare. There are some spongy patches of green moss there as well. But you can also see that there appears to be some more recent damage. There are scorch marks, which cannot be old at all. There's big areas of burnt grass. There are footsteps and puddles of drying blood on the ground. You can tell that there has been a battle recently here. You see a man with a leather hat standing atop the wall with a crossbow, and you see that a few more heads pop up above the turrets there, and you see a raven fly down onto the man's shoulder, and he shouts out. And as you guys are quite a ways back, it's hard to like really see each other. You can just see the figure of a man up there, and he just shouts out, "Who goes there?" And Nisby calls back. He says, "Dean, commander of this castle." And
Dean.
and he says, and you hear the man shout back, "Oh, thank the saints! Please come." You guys walk up to the front. You can smell the stink of pigs. You can smell blood. It's damp
like
up
home.
here. There's a large moat also around this area. A drawbridge falls from the curtain wall, allowing you guys in. You see a man in leathers with a quiver full of bolts and a crossbow standing in front of you. His face is heavily scarred. He's missing his entire left eyebrow. And he says, Nisby addresses him and says, "Cartwright, what happened here?" You see other recruits begin to fill the courtyard behind him. He says, "We were assaulted 2 nights ago. Heard by way of bird that Barfast was struck as well. I left much of the scene untouched so you could make of it what you would. There were large men, cloaked in shoddy robes, wearing the heads of wild boar. There were other figures in the distance, at least one dressed in black that I could make out against the moonlight. He had some manner of strange bells that he would play. The enemy set artillery, launching firebombs. This was not their expertise, however. They failed to clear the turrets. Our men lined the curtain walls and fired back with crossbow, longbow, and blasting powder. They attempted to scale the walls with ladders, even when aflame. A sickening sight, their bodies filled with arrows, bleeding dark blood, being stabbed with pikes from the heights of the wall. Yet it took much to stop them. We lost 19 recruits. They carried away their dead and wounded, even some of our own. I did manage to keep one of their corpses. Several of their number died trying to retrieve it. It is kept in the dungeon now. Aaliyah should have a look at it." Nisbet
Can I?
says-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to like whisper to Leah, "Take me with you." I have to see these things up close.
Yeah, so she says to you, she says there's much to be done with the cleanup. I'm sure the infirmary is full. I will need to do work there, but I will definitely invite you along quite soon.
I just nod my head in like a thanking manner, and then I continue to listen.
And Nisby says, "Thank you, Cartwright. There is much to be done. These men are our new recruits, very promising too. This one, name of Wilton Bonecrag, is interested in your expertise. You two can have a chat later. For now, please sleep, Cartwright. Your eyes are drifting. Lorne will see that these recruits are situated to their new home, and to you, my recruits, I am sorry this is your first sight of our beloved keep."
Could be worse.
Could
Our
be on
home burnt
fire.
down. These people destroyed what we had. You guys survived it.
Very right you are, very right. He nods curtly and strides away into the castle with Patricia and Aaliyah at his side. Hobart goes and he gives Cartwright a big bear hug and picks him up off of his feet, and he says, "Let's get you to bed." And he just drags him back into the castle. Some
like
of the recruits go
rough,
back to the
big
top
teddy
of the
bear.
curtain wall. They go up these inner stairwells and climb up to the top of the walls, and they go back to their stations with their crossbows aimed outward. You guys can see that there's a bunch of bolts still sticking out of the ground. Likely nobody's left the castle since this attack 2 nights ago. Lorne stays with you and says, "Well, guess I'll give you the ground tour. Don't drag any blood in here."
Lauren, I said, Lauren, Do you have a? This place is totally fine. We just need a broom and a dustpan. If you have that, go ahead and just sweep up, and this place will be just as good as new.
What do you? What did you say to me, recruit?
Oh,
Hey,
Lauren has
I'm
changed.
just joking, Lauren. Come on, man. Come on. It's all,
I don't think
all
we're
in
on
good
buddy
fun.
terms with them
All in
anymore. I
good
think
fun.
now we're maggots.
We're
Lauren
actual
goes,
recruits now.
Lauren
Yeah.
goes, ha ha ha, with absolutely no change to the corners of his mouth or his eyes. And then he turns around, follow now.
See what you did, Dagel? Nice shoulder bump him.
This
I
man has
promptly
tricks.
fall in line, a little taken aback at what just happened with Lauren and Dagel.
I,
Like, oh, he was so
I-
nice
I-
before. Oh my god.
I whisper in Edgar's ear. This man has bricks in his arms and a boulder in his fucking head.
Oh no.
I just whisper it.
I
like,
turned back to you. I turned back to you, whispering, "It's like the atmosphere's changed. You not feel it? We're no longer on a buddy level with them. We're just
He
recruits now."
so Lauren turns around and says, and a fine set of ears.
I feel my balls go in my stomach.
He says,
You know,
he
as
says,
the loudest person in the group, you'd think you'd know better than to try to whisper.
Dagel, he says to Dagel, he says, I think I'll let a few of my students give you the tour. I'll take your friends. Let me call a couple of them over here.
Fuck.
Wouldn't it be
So-
funny if
I feel like
after
I'm
all
getting
the-
a not so special treatment. Or...
Wouldn't it be funny if after we're trained and everything, Dagel becomes the most quiet character?
Yeah. So,
He gets
So,
beat into submission.
so Lauren calls two of his men. He says, Stolgon, run, come down, and they come running across the field. And he says, why don't you give Dagel the special tour and make sure he makes it back to his room, okay?
Two things, fellas. If I don't make it to lunch, it's either I'm having it early in a special place in a comfy recliner, or I'm getting my ass beaten and put in a cell. But it's nice knowing y'all.
Lauren says, don't worry about your friend there. You may find him quite a bit more amenable come dinner time.
I'm definitely getting put in a pit.
So Lauren is going to give you a general look around the castle, okay? You can see at the castle there's a large central castle keep. By the way, I'll describe this and I'll tell you where Matt's going. So basically there's the large central castle keep, and then there are two towers. There's one taller tower on the left-hand side, and then there's a slightly shorter tower on the eastward side. These would be east and west. The inner parts of the walls, they have stairways that lead up, and then there's a big, large stone slabs that lead into the central chamber, which has a massive double door.
That's Harry Potter.
In order to get into the towers, you have to go up the side the side stone stairs along the inner walls in order to get to their doors. So from the inner courtyard, you can see that there's a center. There's a statue of an old man with a cane. His brow is furrowed, and the look on his face is disapproving. There's a large well near it, and you can see there are several farming plots in this inner courtyard seeded with potato plants, squash, and there are several fruit trees. Stairs in the left and right lead along the inner walls, heading up to the towers. Okay. So you see Dagel being led somewhat roughly up the leftward stairs, and just taken into the western tower.
Oh, he's gonna get it.
And we'll come back to you in a little bit.
Okay.
So, the inner castle. So you guys come to the main chamber. The gates open to a massive long hall style room with a severely dusty chandelier. The walls are lined with suits of armor, ornate weapons, and glass display cases, and small marble statuettes of various historical figures, such as priests and ancestors of the Eastern Kingdom's family line. There are 3 sets of double doors leading into other areas of the castle, and a centralized spiral staircase leading to the castle tower. So for now, Lorne just points. He says, now to the right here is the mess hall. The left here is the armory. He says, and this here is the main chamber. We have occasional meetings here. Back to the front, he leads you back out, and he says, this is to the right here. The eastern tower. This is the dorm tower. So this is where you and the other recruits will be staying. There are 10 floors, and each of the rooms holds 40 beds. He says, on the other side, the western tower, this is the squad tower. These are the expansive manses of each of us who are in the elite 7 squads of Miser's mercenaries. So, for instance, I'm on the 3rd floor of the squad tower, if you ever need to look for me. He says, and behind the main castle, if you follow that central door, there is the arena. He says, there are...
You want baked
there-
crispy? Bye.
He says, there are many of us here. Apparently, we've lost 19 men in the time of our absence, and many more are injured, but there still are a great many recruits here. And they've shown up more infrequently as of late, even with all the turmoil that that Medenvard is currently going through. So he says, so let me lead you to your chambers, and you can take your time to decompress, put your things away, and meet us in the mess hall as the sun sets. All right?
Sounds good, my guy.
So he leads you into a chamber so he leads you into the tower, and he takes you all the way up to the 8th floor, up like 8 flights of stairs in this tower. And he says, these will be your rooms. And he points at this bed with a big yellow stain on it. He says, that'll be Dagel's bed over here. And he says, and you
At least it's
boys
not a
can-
white stain.
you boys can have what you wish. He says, nobody else currently occupies this floor, so this is where you'll be staying. New recruits will also be located here with you as they arrive.
EEA beautiful.
How often do you guys get recruits?
He says, less frequently lately. He says, but as this region comes further into turmoil, I'm sure that many others will seek us out.
I have a question. If we keep asking the same question, will the character keep repeating it like they do in video games? Like the exact word for word?
Fuck around and find out.
Well, okay, well,
I have a
forgot what my
question too,
response was
actually.
gonna be.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay. Edgar?
How many people occupy this place? Like all together?
He says, all in all, with with our 7 squads, he says that is a contingent of 70 men alone, each one 10 men. And he says,
Wow, so you guys had almost 100?
yes. He says no, far more than 100 with the rest of the recruits. And he says,
wow.
He says right now, he says, 19 of the recruits have recently perished. Likely, we still have 50 recruits, including you.
Guess we'll just have to do the work for 20.
I like that attitude, John. He says, you keep that
John.
up.
I will. I like hard work. I don't like anything being handed to me. Had that all my life, and I ran away from it.
He says, that seems foolish. And he nods his head, and he steps out of the door, and he says, as you are recruits, I'll see you in the mess hall for your initiation. Training begins tomorrow. to Dagel. So so Dagel, you're being okay. So
Branded and raped.
so
He's being
so-
waterboarded.
So Stalgan is a very big man, and he has a broadsword on his back, and the other man Ren has a crossbow. Both of them are in like full armor, and they say, "Yes." He says, "You're gonna get the Grand Tour today, boy. Yes, the Grand Tour."
About time I'm fucking treated like VIP. I've been doing this shit for so long. I've been sweating my arse off. And finally I'm getting what I deserve. I think unless you boys plan on tying me up and beating the shit out of me, then that's not what I paid for.
Ren says, "Ooh, yeah, this one's funny. I like him. I like the funny ones."
You like funny one? Do you like rich ones? Because I have a silver bar if you let me go. I have a big ass silver bar. It's a big amount of money there for you.
They stop immediately. They stop immediately as they're leading you up the stairwell. You guys are already inside of the squad tower, but they stop, and they say, "Now what did you say?"
Real quick, so I left my bag on the cart. Is the cart just outside the gate, or is it inside, or?
Oh, the mules were brought in, and your friends have been led to their chambers. You guys, I mean, I guess, yeah, you would have to unload your bags from the cart. No one's taking them for you.
So on the cart, you can give me a regular tour, just like everybody else. I'll tip you for it. I'll tip you a little something of a silver bar, about 30 pounds. I don't know. It's a lot. You'll see it. You'll feel it. You'll buy drinks with it, and you'll be fed. But yeah, just give me the normal tour, and we'll talk about it.
Okay,
How much
so
is a 30-pound silver bar worth? I'm just wondering.
oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You'd have to take it somewhere to find out what it's worth. So he said, so Stalgan and Ren, they look at each other, and like Stalgan nods and he says, "Ren, do it." And Ren turns around and he just socks you right in the forehead, and he leaves a big bruise. And then he picks you up and he says, "You okay, buddy? Are you okay?"
Oh, what the fuck?
He says,
What the fuck? Is this good card, bad card? I've been there before. It's like I've been arrested. Are you the good one? The one that just fucking punched me in the face? I thought you were the likable one. You look like one I could take in a fucking wrestling match. Why the fuck did you hit me?
He says, listen. Stalgan says, "Listen, the reason I had him do it is I didn't want to kill you." He says, "So what we're gonna
Fair. Very fair.
He
Here's
says,
big
"Now,
one, fair.
He says, if our captain saw that you had no marks on you, we'd end up with a lot of marks on us. So let's go ahead and take you, take you down to the court and get our cut, huh?
Get your cut and give me my sweet.
We just saved you a couple hours in the dungeon, okay? We just saved you a couple hours, so.
It's nice to see that I'm dealing with gentlemen.
Yeah, gentlemen.
As I rub my forehead.
He says, "Well, what? Do you want me to kiss it better? Let's go to the court."
Yeah, I'd have a couple other places on me that you can kiss, but for now, let's get to your silver. By the way, it's a hard thing to split. So how about this? How about I give you the silver bar? You also owe me twice, and we'll take this strike off my record, and I can when I need to be, I'll call on you a second time.
Go at deception. Okay, fuck. So yeah, he says, "We don't owe you a damn thing. Actually, right now, we owe you a fucking beating we're not giving you."
That sounds like it hurts. It doesn't sound like we're doing business there. That sounds pretty aggressive. I can tell you where the bar's at. I can tell you that's mine, or I can tell you it's someone else. And there'd be no bar for you. But of course, there'd be no freedom for me. So how about this? How about I give you the bar? I convinced myself. How about I give you the bar, and maybe we call ourselves friends. And maybe if I need you later, maybe I can call on you, and you'll, oh?
Ren says, Stalgan says, he just goes, and Ren goes, he says, "Yeah, well," he says, "I like the lad." He's like, "I can't wait to see what happens to him. I can't wait to see what becomes of him." That's what he says.
Oh, definitely.
This is-
I'm much more than this. You know, I'm royalty. I was royalty in Belfort. You just had me chained up like I'm some fucking, like I'm some
Deception.
cannibal out there in the wilderness.
Do a deception, royalty of Belfort. What? He says, Stalgan says, well, he does have the look of it. He says, frail ones like that usually wash right out.
Yeah, plus I can read. Plus I'm carrying a fucking silver bar for no fucking reason. Yeah, I look like I came from nothing. You look like I raised pigs. Come on, man. Where's my suite at? Where's my...
Stalgan says,
Take me to my quarters, please.
He says, my father did raise pigs. Now take us to the bar.
Damn.
I'll take you to the bar. How about we settle this over a point, and then after that you can take me to where my staying quarters. And that'd be really nice.
Roll a dexterity save.
All right, is that a D20?
Yeah.
It looks like you're about to get smacked again.
+1. Okay, 15. All right. So yeah, you succeed. You manage to, as you are shoved down the stairwell, you manage to tuck and roll and avoid a lot of the damage.
Nice.
You take 2 points of damage as you
Ooh,
spill
nice.
out onto the bottom floor.
Ugh.
He's like, nice. I didn't get that hurt. Down.
Yeah. Yeah, you spill out on the bottom floor, but you land in like a crouch. You know what I mean? Like on your feet and hands. Yeah. And you can hear Ren say, you see Stalgan is like stomping down the stairs towards you. And Ren says, don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. He says, let's just get the silver. Let's send him back up. He's not gonna make it through training. This guy's gonna wash right out. He says, don't worry about it. Why are you getting so worked up for? You know you kill somebody in this castle, it's gonna be trouble.
There's always politics. Don't, please.
Stalgan arrives at the bottom of the stairs. In front of you.
Sorry, you're a big man.
No, I'm
At
not.
least you're very big. You could kill me if you wanted to, couldn't you? You're not gonna kill me today, though, aren't you? Because the thing is, if you killed me, what would Nisby think? What would the whole castle think? What would the whole keep think? If you killed me today, no, I wouldn't
He
say.
says,
I'm not
I
talking
could
about.
make it look like an accident.
Could ya? But you wouldn't be a very good guard if you couldn't guard her life.
He says, what if you happen to fall down the stairs again? Oops.
Oops. Let me think about that. I run as fast as I can down the stairs.
You
And
go
I yell-
running.
And then I yell, "This isn't an accident anymore, you dumb son of a bitch!" And I run as fast as I can down the stairs.
All right, so Stalgan is storming down the stairs, chasing at you. He's like, "Who you calling a dumb son of a bitch?" And you can hear that there are doors opening up in the tower, and that like some of the other like squad members are coming out, like from the main squads are like starting to come out.
He's trying to fucking kill me. He's gonna murder me. Get Nisby. Get Patricia. Get Hobart. I'm like running down the stairs yelling this. Somebody get fucking help. He's trying to fucking eat me, this 2-ton of a man. I'm running down the stairs.
You see them. They begin to clap, and they're cheering back to you. They're all help, help, as they stand still watching you run.
Do I make it down the steps?
You do. You make it. So Stilgar is in full armor, and he's moving considerably slower than you. And
Can I
you
grab the
managed to.
silver? Down in there.
You're not
sorry.
there yet. So yeah, you break out into the courtyard, and you can see the cart being unloaded, and you see you don't actually see anybody that you know. You see there's a few recruits offloading the food and stuff over there, and you can see perched in the corner of the cart your bag, your satchel.
Can I just grab this? Can I run over there, grab the silver, and just throw it over there, and just fucking just at them? You know, it's like
Yeah. So
just fucking take it.
You run over to the cart, you grab your bag, you pull out the bar of silver, and a few of the recruits that are near you, they go like, holy shit. And, excuse me, you turn around, Stalgin is red-faced running towards you, and you throw the bar at him.
I throw it towards them, not necessarily at them maliciously trying to make an impact, but maybe towards their feet at least. And I say, just fucking take it, goddamn! What do you need? You've done your job. Let me fucking go.
So Stalgin runs out there. He's beat red. You see a wren appear in the doorway, and you see him like peek out, and he like looks around, and then he just goes back into the darkness of the tower. And Stalgin, like he sees the bar fall to his feet, and you see him like he tries to do the thing where he pushes up his sleeves, but he can't because it's all armor that's tied onto him. So you just hear the shrieking of metal as he rubs his gauntlets on his what the fuck, bracers, on his bracers. And you see that there are just recruits staring from the top of the curtain wall and from behind the wagon. Like, people have stopped what they're doing, and they're just, like, looking at you and Stalgin. Stalgin, like, looks around. You see the redness kind of recede from his face. He reaches down with one hand, picks up the silver bar like it's nothing, and he stomps away. He turns around and he spits at you, and he walks back to the tower. You can tell that you have made an enemy. Yeah. So from next to the cart, there's a recruit comes over to the side of you. You can see that he's missing both of his front teeth, and the rest of his teeth are very yellow. And he steps from around and he laughs a little bit. He's like, "What the hell was that?"
Judging by your face, you've been to that guy about 3 times.
You what?
Said, judging by your face, you've been about that guy 3 times.
He says, "Nope, keeps to my own here. Name's Bennett. Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you, Bennett.
Dagel.
That guy's his employment will last long here. I'll tell you that.
Woo, he's been around here for about 4 years now.
Yeah, well, he'll. This year might be his last. No.
Nope.
Listen up here, Bennett. I'm a powerful man. I may
I'm a
not
what?
look this part. I'm a powerful man. I may not look the part, but you double cross me, you might not wake up tomorrow. I'll figure out where he sleeps. And his employment will might just be terminated.
He says, I don't know why you're telling me this. And he goes and
Because you look like a trusty fellow.
he grabs the food barrel and he says, nice. And then he runs away with the food barrel into the castle.
Yeah, definitely
Okay.
trusty, Dagel. Really great judge of character there.
You met a human rat.
Possibly a diddler.
Can I chase after him? Can I chase after him?
Into the main cat? Sure. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
not moving
I
very
chase-
fast. He's carrying a barrel.
I chase after him. I grab him by the shoulder and I say, Bennett, you have a good breakfast, don't you? This morning?
He says,
You had
not
a good
really.
breakfast?
Not
Not
really.
really? Would you like to have another one?
He says, I think I'd prefer to have a lunch.
Yeah, well, you might
Now-
not make it through. This is just between us, Bennett.
He says, He says, this is, wait, go ahead and do this would be an intimidation. So,
Okay.
So this will be your charisma modifier. So he looks at you and he says, you talk a lot for a man without a blade on him. And he taps his waist where you see there's a long sword on him right now. And he says, might want to just leave it at that.
All right, Bennett. Good meeting you. I go over to the cart and then I grab a longsword and a dagger.
Okay. Yeah, you hear Bennett as he's walking away. He says, "They take 'em all at Mises Peak, every one of them." As the door shuts behind him to the main castle.
Oh shit! So I just wait next to the cart then.
All right. After all right, after a little while, Bennett comes back out. He's walking with another recruit, and he says to me, "I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow." He says, I'm never gonna have another breakfast. That's a little fucked, isn't it?
I say,
Oh,
If you
there he
can't-
is right now.
I say, yo, but if you can't take a joke, you can't take a sword. Am I right, man?
He says, many people have made a joke of taking a sword.
That's true. Many people make jokes after taking punches. Look at my forehead. You look like I did get roughed up in the fucking tower.
He says, "Oh no." He says, "You're new here." He says, "I did. I got roughed up in the tower real good."
Tell Nisby if you have access. Tell Nisby I want to talk to him.
He says, "Yeah, I don't really have access to the Dean Commander, but I mean, you're welcome to try to, find him if you can."
Hey, find him. Grant me access just to Woken Castle.
So,
Keep.
walking out of the castle keep, you see Lorne. Lorne walks out, and he sees you three recruits standing by the cart, and he says, "Dagel, back so soon, are we?"
Thanks for the special treatment, Lauren. I feel really at home.
He says, "That's very good to hear." He says, "I think you do fine now." He says, "Either get to work or get up to your chambers."
I'm gonna go to my chambers, man. I'm gonna
All
take a
right.
night.
That tower up there, just on the 8th floor, you'll find your friends. He says, "And Dagel, do be careful."
I don't see anything. I just keep going.
All right. So you head up with your satchel. And yeah, you climb up 8 flights of stairs, and you come to this large chamber filled with a whole bunch of beds, and you see your friends there with their gear, doing whatever they're doing.
Not sleeping in the piss bed is what we're doing.
Which bed is
Bagel.
mine, by the way?
That
That's-
one with the
I
big
know
old
it's
yellow
not-
thing.
The pissy one
That's
right over
not
there.
possible. No, that's not possible because I'm
Well, you're the
fucking
one who
royalty.
fucked with
That's
this.
not
This is what
possible.
you get.
I'm gonna go up to
Mikey's
I'm
bed there.
gonna go up to Dagel and pat his back and be like, "Well, look on the bright side. At least they're not love stains." And I walk by.
That's fucking. This is the worst hotel I've ever spent the night at. I'll tell you that.
You say it's a hotel.
Yeah.
Did they take their
Not a
rented?
hotel, you dumb bitch. This is a fucking mercenary camp.
Did they
Not-
take their loner
This
weapons
is
back
fucking
from us?
Motel
or-
6.
Yes, they took their loner weapons back.
Okay.
I saw mine now.
Do they still let us keep the other shit we came in here with? Because
Your own personal weapons that are not branded with the Miser's mercenary mark are not taken. Those are yours.
Question, since we went through a time jump. Did my fox pelt successfully tan into leather? And did my scalp successfully tan into leather?
It's all done, dude. No, it's fine. We did some good survival rolls early on, so I think they carry through. And we'll just say that your scalp is fully dried and tan. I mean, because you didn't have actual tanning equipment and solutions to make them like soft pelts, they're hard. But yeah, they're both done.
But so I have like somewhat hard leather armor.
No,
'Cause that's
you
what
have
I
hard. You have a hard scalp and a hard fox thing. If you want to turn them into armor, you'll have to work them.
I flipped the mattress over and I lay down the rest.
There's
Only
more
to-
piss. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's it's
Only
clear. It's
just
clear on
see
the
a
other
bigger
side.
dark stain.
It's clear on the other
Blood
side, though.
But it's also wood on the other side.
I lay down really disappointed and I rest.
You
Dude.
cry yourself to sleep.
I'm so
Possibly.
happy
I
right now
won't
because
tell you
of
that.
this. This
And I
cat
cry
is so
myself.
sweet.
Fine. I cry myself to sleep.
Oh,
That's
you guys.
sad. You want
you
someone
guys-
to cuddle you?
I whispered to Edgar, it's like, that's what that dumb bitch gets for fucking with Nisby.
You guys are depressed by Dagel's tears.
I mean,
It's
Lauren.
about time his
I mean,
fucking mouth
Lauren.
got him into more into some
I-
trouble instead of just getting us into trouble.
Hey,
I
Dagel,
strangely
how was
lose
the
all my
special
sanity
toy?
to the sound of his cries.
Oh yes. So the inside of these chambers, let me just give a little more description of this area that you guys are in. You can see like it's a circular room with a winding a stone stairwell that goes up one side of the building to the next floor, and then on the opposite side a descending stone stairwell that goes down to the previous floor. There are arrow slits in the walls, but there's no real windows. So there's only like slight amounts of light that are let in there. There's a few torches on sconces as well, with grates that let out the smoke from the burning torches.
Okay.
You can see that this is like heavily fortified, thick stone walls, and yeah, there's really just arrow slits to look out of. So these are slits that are about like a foot wide, and like 3 feet tall. That are about halfway up on the wall, and they're like every 4 feet or so that you can take like vantage point to launch arrows from the tower from many angles. And there's a bunch of beds. Each bed has a lock box in front of it. Some of the beds are kind of like ramshackle, and then other ones are more orderly. It seems like the ones that are closer to the downward stairwell are a little more like knocked about, like maybe they had been used previously and not like cleaned up. That's including the piss stain bed. So yeah, you've been informed, I guess, probably on the trip here, as well as during your tour that Lauren gave you, that all the highest trained members are in the other tower, in the western tower, and in the eastern tower, the dorm tower where you live, not the squad tower in the west. The dorm tower houses the newer recruits, so people that are as fresh as you to people who have been here for many months, but just aren't at the same level as the people who would be in the squads.
What's upstairs to
Window
us?
lickers.
Huh?
Have we been told what's upstairs to us?
Yeah, there's just a few more floors of dorm tower. I mean, you guys could
Just empty,
explore if you
though?
wanted. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll wait on that. I think at least for my character, I think it's about time to get some rest if it is the evening.
Word.
Yeah, I'm game for the resting. I'm not
Sick.
missing any HP, but
I mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
good of a rest I can get. I'm kind of antsy for
I'm-
training.
I'm resting too. I think we
Okay.
should all rest.
After your long journey, sleeping in tents and on thin pads out on the rocky roads on the way down to Miser's Peak, it feels nice to be in an actual bed. Even though these beds are old, they don't smell the greatest. This entire place somewhat reeks of BO, by the way. But it feels so much better than anywhere you've been able to sleep, except for that wonderful bar 2 weeks ago at the Hayfire Inn.
hell yeah.
If it's still there.
You can tell that these beds, when they were fresh, were like really high quality. They've just sort of fallen into disrepair over time. But yeah, you guys wake up. It's almost evening time, and you hear the blowing of the trumpets as you're called to the meal.